Hey guys, Lakers or JPS here. Um, like I said before in the previous video, my update video. By the way, I live in Virginia, so I went up to Harrisonburg as a little thing, little trip to see my dad. And while I was meeting some of his friends and everything, I was talking with one of his friends' son. Well, one of his, and well, I also saw he was into Yu-Gi-Oh, and we was talking about it. So, and we was talking and talking, and he was asking me if I, and told him I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards too, and he was wondering if I had certain cards, because he had one of the ones I wanted, the White Horns Dragon, but he was asking me if I had a Celtic Guardian, and such, and I was like, I might, but we was talking about it, so next time we can trade. So he wanted to see all my cards, but since I never got up there to see him, I mean, I've been up there to Harrisonburg a few times, but not really to see him. So let's go through all my cards. Starting from the first deck I got, which was like a little mixed pack of cards. Now, I knew some of these I did trade. This first one was not originally part of it. The original one was Diffusion Wave Motion and the Dark Magician of Chaos. But I got a Blackluster Soldier, Amazoness Fighter, Disturbance Strategy, kind of one of my favorites to use, and I use it with another deck, and you'll see that one soon enough. Frontline Base. Never had a real use for this card for whatever reason. Lackluster Ritual. Third Sarcophagus. You know, this is another card I never had a real use for unless I had the other ones. Yeah, I had done some research and I know there's more different cards to go with them. Ojama Yellow. And I really don't care about having the Ojama Trio. Mystic Walk. Warrior Digrapher. Gaga Gigo. I did have at one point his two advanced stages, but I think I ended up trading them. If I still would have had him, these three would have been great part of my other deck. Servant of Cannibalism. Zombra the Dark. DD Borderline. Tower of Babel. Another one I used, especially trying to force my opponent to be the one that gets caught in it. Trap Dust Shoot. Another one I like using. Banner of Courage. Jar Robber. Ray of Hope. Red Eyes Black Dragon. This one I did believe coming in that pack I got. It was one of those tins you could have gotten. They used to sell them at Walmart and everything. But it's like you get 5 packs plus like 2 rare cards. And usually like the 2 rare cards go hand in hand. Like I said, mine originally was the Dark Magician of Chaos with the Diffusion Wave Motion. I do believe Red Eyes Black Dragon came with that set. I can't remember. It's been so long. And this is what that trading tin had looked like, what I was talking about. card that my friend was looking for? Celtic Guardian. And this one is a first edition as well. Yeah, I don't know why, but he said he was looking for this one because he doesn't want the obnoxious Celtic Guardian. Imagery of the Oasis. Gravekeeper's Guard. Grand Maju Deiza. You know, I can never really put this card to good use. I just never could. Reason being, only because I never really have no way of effective using it to remove cards from play. Gravekeeper's Curse. I do know there is a Gravekeeper's deck. I even made one on Tag Force 1. Arsenal Summoner. I mean, this could be a good card, except you just can't summon, like, Winged Dragon Guardian of the Fortress 1 and 2, Guardian of the Labyrinth, and Reliable Guardian. That's the only downside of that card. Precious Cards from Beyond. I think it's like you tribute. Oh, wait. Oh, draw 2 cards from your deck when you have the successful summon. It requires 2 sacrifices. Despero M. Cecil Crabbe used this card in the Yugioh movie. I think it was like Pyramid of Light or something. Little Wingard. Joy used this card. Like he did use Red Eye's Black Dragon. I know Yugi used the Black Luster Soldier. It was nice they made a second Black Luster Soldier, the Envoy of the Beginning. I know Chaz used the Ojama brothers. I know Yugi had a Celtic Guardian, which was upgraded to an obnoxious Celtic Guardian. Great Angus. Yeah, we used to make jokes with this guy. Another one from Seto Kaiba's deck, Blade Knight. Oh, I love that card. Personal favorites, when I first got this, Grave Protector. Never let your cards go to the graveyard. They'll go back to your deck. Fenrir. In my water deck, he rules. Any other deck, not so much. Spatial Collapse. I like this card, but I also hate it. It's like the double-edged sword of traps. Basically, you can only use this when you and your opponent has less than 5 cards, and it shrinks your playing field down. Desdendal. One of those Union type cards. I have played Union cards in Tag Force 1. Neko Mane King. My friend tried to get this card off of me, but I would never give it up for whatever reason. Dice Jar. What a mug on him. Hieroglyph, Litoglyph. Legendary Jujutsu Master. Physical Double. Another good card that can be useful. Non-spellcasting area. Blessing of the Nile. So many cards, and some of them I don't even know so much about. Spell Reproduction. Who wouldn't love that card? Moki Moki. Yeah, they used to make fun of that card. Sonic Duck. Another one they made fun of. And Beckoning Light. These were the cards that covered from that first one. The next deck, or the next set of cards come from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Ancient Prophecy Special Edition. It says you get 3 Ancient Prophecy packs plus 1 of 2 super rare variant cards. Get back here! One of the rare variant cards is either the Solar Recharge or Red Eyes Wyvern. And on the top is Red Eyes Wyvern, which goes well with having Red Eyes Black Dragon for me. If only I had a Red Eyes Black chick, it would go wonderful with him. Spirit Barrier. I do know some of these cards are. I know this card appeared in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, but apparently it wasn't in the game. I think its first appearance was in the 5D series. Sunlight Unicorn. Some of these cards I'm not too familiar with myself. Damage Translation. Yeah, I mean, some of these some of these packs I got about maybe towards the end of last year, so I'm not too familiar with them. Future Visions. Psychic Emperor. White Poton. Water Hazard. Now this is a card that needs to go into my water deck. Yeah, you're gonna see that one soon enough. Armed Sea Hunter. I might put him in my water deck. That could really do it some good. Divine Dragon Aqua Bizarre. Sorry, excuse me. Like some of these cards, I'm just really starting to get a look at them now. Scary Moth. Morphotonic Magnum Bar. Slip of Fortune. If you, any of y'all want to tell me what some of these cards do, especially like the 5D ones, that would really help. I mean, I haven't played the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D game yet from PSP. Thinking about doing it, but I really don't know. Dark Sea Float. This one almost like it's something from the movie. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie, I think it was like Battle Across Time or something. No way, it's just the... Wow, I could use this. Nah, I'd rather not. Pseudo Space. That one looks interesting, but it's not something I would probably want to use. Armed Axon Kicker. Oh, that's a funny name. Armed Axon Kicker. I think it was going for something else, but they just changed it to that. Brain Research Lab. Flameville Counter. Shark Cruiser. Blackwing Fang the Steel Chain. It's a Tengu. Emergency Assistance. Oh, the fairies look so cute. Rekindling. I'm pretty sure that works for pyro types. Okay, we already seen this one. Okay, here's something that did appear in, well, maybe not in the anime, but I'm pretty sure Yugi has made this monster appear himself. It would be part of his repertoire. Sadly, I do not have the 4 cards needed. And this is my only fusion card too. Arcana Knight Joker. You know what? I would love to have Queen's Knight, Jack's Knight, Queen, and King's Knight along with Paralyzations, just so I can have that kind of unique effect of using him. Sword of Sparkles, which can only be used by an X-Saber monster. And I do believe I have an X-Saber monster in one of these. Hydro Pressure Cannon. Cyborg Darkness. Cyborg Doctor. Is that the one monster I think it is? I bet it is. This might just go in my water deck because it has the appearance of my other one. Well, sort of have that appearance. The only difference is, oh no, it is the appearance. Aegis of the Ocean Dragon Lord. Sorry about that. That took so long. I was looking at the card compared to one of my other cards. Okay, this next one came from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's starter deck, Duelist Toolbox. They call it a starter deck. So I guess well, compared to one of my other decks, I'll see if it is. Let me see if there's anything special about this one. I don't think it doesn't really mention anything about special cards or anything, but it does tell you what you get. And basically this is what you... Hold up, before I even go too far, let's go. Yeah, like all, they give you a... They give you this stuff they talk about here to renewal to Shonen Jump. I used to read that stuff a lot. A manual that shows you how to play it with the new rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D. And they give you a whole freaking pull-out thing as your playing field. Okay, let me get this thing all the way open here, and I'll show you. Here's what you get. Field card zone, extra deck zone, graveyard, your deck and 5 monster card zones. Pretty big, if you say the least. And actually, I have like 2 of these things. I'll show you the other one when I get to it, which will be in the next deck after this one. But let's get on with the deck itself. And first up, we get Junk's Destroyer, which is a synchro effect monster. And I see even 5Ds, but I never got too much of an idea of why they do it this way. But let me go ahead and explain to you what it requires. A Junk Synchron plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Meaning, if you like use Junk Synchron, has to be on the field with the non-tuner, and basically you can do like what, like a fusion between them, which will create Junk Destroyer. But he has to be in your hand. Next one is X Saber Herbellum. Hey, I got an X Saber here, so I can use this. Same effect applies with him. But he just requires 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner. The next one is just like my X Saber, and that is Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth. I think he has about the same stats as Gaia the Fierce Knight. I don't remember. Next up, Rapid Warrior. This one gives you quite the effect of having multiple cards. Wait a minute. Okay, so next up is Synchron Explorer. Wow, I love these things when they're first edition. Oh, another X Saber Wayne. I'm sorry, but these cards got that nice holographic glisten on them. And it's also because they're first edition as well. Pretty much the first 6 you just saw there are first editions. My Red Eyes Wyvern is a limited edition. Battle Footballer is a first edition. I did originally have this card in my 10 with the rest of these other cards. Don't know why. I must have traded him for something else. Blazing Empachi. Pretty much all of these are coming out like first editions and stuff. And people used to go crazy for Pokemon cards first edition. Tune Warrior. Here's an example of having a tuner type. Don't worry, I got probably like 2 more of these somewhere in this deck. Maneater Bug. I think we all know what his effect is. Hobbyusa Knight. Chainsaw Insect. Oh wow, this next one looks kind of hilarious. Worm Apocalypse. It's a worm's invasion. Okay, so these next 2, yeah, they're identical. First editions, Junk Synchron. The tuner type needed to make my Junk Destroyer. And that was 2 of them right there, so they were sitting back to back. I believe Yusei did have Junk Synchron and Rapid Warrior in his deck. I'm pretty sure he did use a Junk Destroyer. Next up, we have Speed Warrior. I mean, I never watched too much of 5Ds to really know. And I'm pretty sure he might have had a Synchron Explorer. But I don't know too much about all the cards Yusei had. Besides one of the most notable ones being Stardust Dragon. Okay, the next are another set. And I know he had these. Quillbolt Hedgehog. Ooh, another X-Saber. X-Saber Galahad. Okay. And if you notice, yeah, this goes in order by all monsters. So, next one, Fortress Warrior. Torrent Warrior. Twin Sword Marauder. Dark Tinker, which is also a tuner. And we also, that was my last monster. Despite his low stats, he's a level 5 monster. Quick Draw Synchron. Now it's time to get into the magic cards effect. Half Shut. Giant Trunade. This one I'm familiar with, even I used this one as well a few times. Card Destruction. I think a lot of us are familiar with that one. Reinforcement of the Army, which adds one level 4 monster or lore from your deck to your hand. The warrior returning alive adds one from your graveyard to your hand. There's a combination for you if you use that with Jaden's deck. Oh, would you look at that? Another Banner of Courage. Hey, look at this. Enemy controller. Oh, here's another double-edged if you're not careful. Hammer Shot. Don't only be caught showing your own. I'm not sure this one's good or not. Monster Reincarnation. It's not like Monster Reborn. But I guess it would do for whatever reasons. And Synchro Boost. Now it's on for the last of them, the traps. Wild Tornado. Trap Hole. Dust Tornado. I believe that this is a second copy I have of this. Ragiki Break. Rope of Life. Secret Barrel. Oh, a card I've seen so much in Tag Force 1. Sakatsu Armor. hate it when they use that against me. Threatening Roar. Rise in Energy. And Defense Draw. So this covers the 5D starter deck. Next up is this one I have for a while. My Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure deck, Fury from the Deep. This is one of my personal favorites. I always like using it. And yes, even this one comes with one of those things. Except they not just put it as a fusion deck zone instead of calling it the extra deck zone. Everything else is still the same. Yeah, so I have two of these things. I don't really need to be having to use either one. But let's go ahead through the cards. Ocean Dragon Lord Neodolidus. Personal favorites, especially in this deck. He always comes through for me, especially when I have the right field spell card out to use. Call of the Haunted. And every card you see in this deck is part of this deck, unless I say otherwise. Tribe Infecting Virus. I'm pretty sure this card is banned from use in tournaments. Reload. I do have like 3 of these cards, so there's 2 more in this deck somewhere. Salvage. Sorry. Like the one before it. There's 2 more in this deck. Premature Burial. Some of these cards I try never to use. Just because it's a double-sided effect. Sea Serpent Warrior of Darkness. Pretty sure he came with the deck. I'm pretty sure he did because, like the structure decks and all, they tell you what comes with it. Guys, I'm pretty sure everything in here is part of the deck. Another one of my favorites, Mobius the Frost Monarch. He's not the only one of his kind like this. I do know there's a earth-based and a fire-based. And I believe there is a light and dark base because I see him in Tag Force 1. But I do like his effect. As soon as you summon him, you can use his effect to remove 2 cards. And that kind of effect I love using. Fenrir. I believe I have like 3 of them in this deck. A Legendary Ocean. I have 3 of these in this deck. This card is treated like Umi, but it has the positive effect of raising all water monsters' levels by 200 points, and it decreases their level by 1. This is better than using Umi itself or Umaraki. I think Umi just changes the effect to water and gives you the boost in attack and defense, but it doesn't lower the level. Umaraki increases your attack and lowers your defense, but it works against some water types, especially if they're like machine type. So I prefer Umi, which doesn't do that. Space Mambo. It's a flying fish. Reload. Told you that's the second one. Like I have Jar Robber. Yeah, I have a Pot of Greed as well. Dust Tornado. Another one of my favorites. Spell Shield Type 8. I like using this card here and in Tag Force games. Gravity Bind. I believe I have another one of these. This card's effect is useful, and especially if you need to build up a strategy for Ocean Lord Dragon or Neo Ocean Lord Dragon. Salvage. Always handy, and I believe I get more of those. I think with some of these spell cards, like Reload, Salvage, and the other one, they give you like 3 of them. So you can always move around with it. And the Legendary Ocean. I'm pretty sure there's like 3 of them. Because I believe on a structured deck, it might tell you what you get. Yep. Yeah, 3 reloads. No, 2 reloads, 3 Legendary Oceans, and 2 salvages. Plus Hammer Shot. Mother Grizzly. Heavy Storm. Snatch Steel. Yeah, I like using this effect, but I hate using it. Have this card's effect used against me. A Legendary Ocean. Lavia Dragon. So yeah, I have both. Big Wave, Small Wave. This card is good to use. Especially if you have monsters. If you have one monster in your hand and one on the field, use this and get that powerful one out. Unshaven Angler. Creature Swap. Hey, another Fenrir. Amphibious Borgoth Mark III. I do know he did have a fusion version of himself called Amphibious Borgoth. I do know that it required ground attacker Borgoth, but I forgot what the other part was. But here's the non-fusion version of it. And this is a machine type, being a water type. Umi and Umaraki will hurt this guy, but Umi makes him so much better, especially for attacking the life points directly. Starboy. Good for support. Another Gravity Bind. Tornado Wall. I believe Mako Tsunami had used that card as well, as Joey had used Giant Tsunade. Zing Shin Hu. I used this card a few times. Never a big fan of it, but I used it as a lifesaver if I needed it. Seen it. Seen it. Mermaid Knight. If you power her up and let her attack twice, she can be devastating. Umi plus Starboy and a Banner of Courage, she kills. Seen it. Mystical Space Typhoon. Seen it. Torrential Tribute. Seen it. Hammer Shot. 7 Colored Fish. And Creeping Doom Manta. Now it's time for the last deck. Which is Yugioh's 5D's Duelist Revolution Special Edition. Ancient Prophecy Special Edition. Duelist Revolution Special Edition. And this one also comes with one of two super rare variant cards. Either the Gold Sarcophagus or Drill Warrior. I think it's obvious to tell which one I probably got. I mean, if Ancient Prophecy showed me having Red Eyes Wyvern, this one should be obvious to what I got. And unlike... Yeah. See, things about Ancient Prophecy and this one, Duelist Revolution, not all the cards are first editions. Only the limited edition ones or so are first editions. Everything in the starter deck yeah. You see, everything in my two starter decks, which was these two, they're first editions. The rest of them have some first editions and just regular cards. So the last one, Duelist Revolution. Yeah. Super rare variant, Drill Warrior. Which requires a Drill Synchron plus one or more non-tuners. Well, most of these comes out as first edition. This one and my Red Eyes Wyvern are my only two limited edition ones I have. Genix Worker. For a tank, he should be a rock type instead of a wind type. I mean, an earth type instead of a wind type. Rattlemer. Scrap Goblin. And it's a tuner. Yeah, he's the first tuner. Drill Synchron. I do believe I have Drill Synchron in his deck. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Chain Whirlwind. Amazoness Village. I do believe you can make an Amazoness deck. I believe there is enough cards to make it. There's the Fighter, there's the Archer, there's their Tiger, plus you get the Village card, their Cage, or Fight Area or something, like Fight Arena, Amazoness Fight Arena. So there's enough cards to make an Amazoness deck. You have to have, what, I think a minimum like 40 cards. You should have enough to do it. Elephant, and he's a tuner. Battle Instinct. Genix Power Planner. Natura Forest. Beast Rising, and he just pummeled the Yugioh trio. Amazoness Sage. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I'm pretty sure there's enough to make it to 40 with just Amazoness alone, and maybe some support for them as well. Flamevale Pion. Didn't I have another Flamevale too? Is it me, or does he look like Infernape? He looks just like Infernape, doesn't he? Let me see if we can fix this. Doesn't it look just like Infernape? Seriously, doesn't it? But Flameville. I'm pretty sure I have another one with that name. Oh, Flameville Counter. Amazoness Fighting Spirit. Playful Possum. Cursed Armaments. Anti-Magic Prism. Natura Beams. Yeah. There to make your own jokes and stuff about them. Unicorn Familiar, which is also a tuner. No, I should have. I'm pretty sure I guess we don't have a tuner in here for him. Oh, poor guy. I have a tuner for my Junk Destroyer, but no Drill Synchron. That's sad. Natura Mosquito. But then again, I could probably use that substitution, I think, in here for that. I'm pretty sure I could use it. I'm pretty sure we have one. I'm pretty sure I saw it too. Oh yeah, Quick Draw Synchron. He's my substitute for Drill Warrior. Since I don't have Drill Synchron, I can use him. Oh, well, back to this. Amazon Sage. Saw that. Final Psychic Ogre. Desperate Tag. Delta Flyer. And that's a tuner. Amazonish Trainee. Blind Spot Strike. Rhino Taurus. And the last card in the effect, A&D Changer. Okay, finally done. 5 decks covered. Which I guess you could say covers Yugioh from the first point to GX to 5D. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Aren't you just a little bit curious of what's inside this box?